Welcome back to Grand Finals for our League Challenge today at Psycho Turtle in Pico Rivera, California. I am Dennis Geisler. I am joined by significantly less of a monkey fan, Nicholas Stavrakis, fairy-type fan,
yes.
Who we saw on stream earlier. And we have our finals here, Michael Wagner, of course, against Kenneth Huang. Michael running Pigua plus Flamigo, while Kenneth is running Pigua plus Sneasler. They're both running those same 5 Pokemon. I mean, we've been talking so much about it. Of the last 2 days at Psycho Turtle, 3 of the 4 finalists were running Pigua, those same 5 Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
because Arnie was also running it yesterday, and then
That's
both
so
of them
funny,
are
I didn't
running
even
it
know
today.
this. Yeah, it's pretty good. We're going to see the same lead that Michael's been really comfortable with today.
Mm-hmm. And it's so difficult to play against that Flamigo with the Incineroar. That's a big reason for why the Flamigo's here, is just to answer that Incineroar, because you KO it with close combat, and you ignore Intimidate. And that is the really important part about it. This is slightly different on Kenneth's side. Of course, has the different fighting type there in the Sneasler. We get the double protect for Michael immediately just to stall out the fake out turn, to not have to burn Terra turn 1 or do some weird awkward play around the Sneasler here. And the Sneasler actually going for the Dire Claw into the Flamigo, trying to, I guess, get status on it early on, predicting potentially a Golden Go protect turn 1 regardless, but
yeah, I still think Michael's Golden Go is in a little bit of an awkward position here. You could Terra, it's Terra Dragon, to dodge, maybe like knock off, but is that, you don't want to Terra out of the immunity to fighting and poison in front of Sneasler.
Yeah, and the real scary thing is the Throat Chop on the Sneasler. Like, you might just have to read that either way.
Okay. Yeah, that's scary too. So you might have to play a Terra Dragon on this turn. Okay.
We will actually just see the Dire Claw into Flamigo hold for status. It does get the poison, which is not the best thing it could have gotten. Goes for the close combat back into the Sneasler, just breaks the sash of the Sneasler there. And I believe the Golden Go will go next and finish off the Sneasler with a Make It Rain, as well as doing a little chunk to the Incineroar. Remember, that is the Assault Vest Incineroar.
Yeah, that was good getting Sneasler off the board after it only had done just 1 Dire Claw, no sleep.
What will Incineroar do? It's going to take out the Golden Go. We'll pick up the KO. But that's not terrible for Michael, because you still have Flamigo on the field for a few more turns, and Kenneth is now in a very weird spot against that Golden Go, where close combat's going to be hitting.
Yeah, it's still very threatening on the Incineroar, this close combat, and you can't, as Kenneth, you can't just like ignore it. Oh my, they both are sending out Porygon.
Yeah, it's okay. You need to remember that they're both running the same thing.
They both get the special attack boost.
They both do get the special attack boost.
That's the one you want.
Yeah.
There is the option of Terra. Is one of these Terra fighting, right?
I think they're both
Terra fighting. Okay, are we going to Terra fighting into each other?
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Terras have been used yet.
Yeah, I think fighting damage is really good on this turn on what's on the field right now.
Absolutely.
Just overall, like, so the close combat going into either of these Pokemon is huge and guaranteed to knock out no Terra. That's surprising.
Yeah.
So that clean.
I mean, the problem is if Incineroar went for, I guess no Terra for anyone is a little surprising, but you don't want to let yourself get hit by too much damage there, and I think you want to maintain some of your flexibility with the Terra later on. Porygon 2 is going to finish off the Flamigo, so that's gone. We'll see what Michael's Porygon 2 goes for here. I mean, the Trick Room doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I guess not. Just
so we'll just Terra Blast. You would imagine that these are speed tied.
These Porygon 2s are doing, that's pretty good damage, I guess, with the attack.
Yeah, they did get the special attack boost.
It's like, it's actually
and I believe we're going to see bears.
So are we going to see, we're going to see both of them protect for their Flame Orb procs. I guess
get some damage down here.
Unless they know if one. I mean, I'm sure they're both like 0 speed investment on like the hard Trick Room team, right? Like,
I'm sure that's what ideally that's what they would have to be.
Yeah, it's like.
But now we do have the opportunity to Terra, just because now it's going to be the Terra fighting on Kenneth's Porygon 2, and I believe Michael went for the Terra on the Ursaluna. This is the opportunity now that Flamigo is off the field to go for stuff like that, just because you're not worried now about, oh, Flamigo's just going to hit me through this, or is going to Brave Bird me or something.
This is nice to dodge, of maybe calling out the terrifying Terra Blast.
Yeah.
Now you're not getting hit by that.
Or a Facade, even. It will be the Terra Blast, but it's going to land into the Porygon 2. I don't know if that KOs. No, not even particularly close. And the Terra Blast the other direction is going to do some pretty good damage there. Might be a 3-hit. The Headlong Rush will finish off the Porygon 2. Now the question, can the Ursaluna now take a Facade, or Porygon 2 take a Facade? Will it just be Ursaluna versus Ursaluna endgame?
Let's see, we got Facade.
The Facade into the Porygon 2. Oh, but it doesn't KO.
So now you have to waste a turn on Earthquake, which is definitely not going to KO this other Ursaluna, even after the drop.
The other Ursaluna also has to click a ground move. It can't click Facade here.
Yeah, which is nice for Michael. I think, I mean, Headlong Rush is strong. If you win the speed tie again and go first, and Porygon 2 Ice Beam's okay.
Ice Beam. Can't freeze because it's already burned. Headlong Rush does go first, and it picks up the KO. A bunch of maybe speed ties won by Kenneth there, and Kenneth is able to pick things up at the end of the first battle. That was a really interesting one.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick game, too.
It was a very quick game.
No Trick Room. It's like no Trick Room when both teams are hard Trick Room.
Well, and the bigger thing is that there was no Amoonguss.
Yeah, neither side brought Amoonguss. That's kind of interesting because you can you could Rage Powder away the both of the fighting types that both teams have, so it's kind of interesting.
And I get it in some ways where it's like it's not the greatest matchup into the entirety of the rest of the team, especially if Incineroar is there, but
yeah, we could see some Sleep. I could see some Spore. I think would be good.
We could play this one out pretty dang slow if Amoonguss is here. I don't want to bring it up too much, but it was very similar to Pigua versus Pigua that one time that I saw Junshi and Josh go to timer without picking up a KO. And I'm a little scared that it's going to happen again. In Game 1, both players played pretty aggressively. We'll see if Game 2, either of them decides to slow it down.
I think I could see Michael's side doing a switch up here. So we're going to see Amoonguss and Incineroar.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, man, both sides. Okay, guys, strap in, get a snack. We're going to be here.
We're going to be here a little while. Okay, so one option here is knock out both of these Incineroars are goggles. Or no, actually, only Michael's is goggles. So...
And the other one's Assault Vest.
The other one is Assault Vest. So Michael can go for a Spore into Kenneth's Incineroar immediately. Kenneth has to go for a knockoff first. Kenneth also has Protect on that Amoonguss, which I don't believe Michael has.
No, he has Clear Smog.
So
we'll see that a Fake Out go straight into that Protect, and this Flare Blitz, this is going to be pretty big damage, not enough for the KO.
Does good damage, but I think that Spore will get down, and that is the important thing. Because now, now we're playing Pokemon. You can see Kenneth's like, all right, I gotta lock in now. I know I'm asleep on Incineroar. Gotta figure out how to pivot around this matchup.
Yeah, so you can either choose to stay in to try to tick off this like guaranteed turn of sleep, or you can switch.
And the one interesting thing about Pigua versus Pigua is that I'm just going to keep trying to make it happen. Pigua versus Pigua is that Trick Room isn't as essential of a part of the matchup just because you're both really slow.
Yeah,
it's not like, ooh, I get an advantage for my Amoonguss. And both teams have Amoonguss. Oh, I get a big advantage for my Ursaluna. Both teams have Ursaluna. Like,
unless someone's planning. Now we're going to see, like, let's invest one more speed than everybody else so we can outspeed the mirror.
Kenneth will swap out. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, do you outspeed or do you outspeed the mirror? And do you know whether you do or not?
So we're going to see a Terra coming out. This is on...
I think that's
one
Kenneth's
of the Amoongusses. This is Terra Water.
I think it has to be Kenneth's Amoonguss just to block the Flare Blitz
They're
damage.
Both Terra Water Amoonguss. So
they're both Terra Water.
Yeah, okay, that is Kenneth's side. The parting shot's going to go right into that Amoonguss. Probably doesn't matter. Blue special attack, it's probably not invested.
Probably not, but it mostly just gets the Incineroar the ability to pivot out knowing that it is the Sneasler here.
Yeah, so hopefully Kenneth didn't call this out and put a Spore into that slot. That would be really risky, but...
Although the thing is, Michael could also get a Spore into that slot. It's just going to be the Pollen Puff across into the Amoonguss. But the thing is, it can Spore into that Amoonguss now that it has Terastal.
Wow, that was a really good call on that Terra from Michael.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a nice little call there. And it also blocked a Switch Out. A Switch Out also it hadn't answered for. So just overall, really nice play for Michael. And could Terastalize the Porygon 2 now? Michael has gotten... not literally burned, but figuratively burned in the past by Dire Claw, so you do want to be a little bit nervous about that. Porygon did get the attack. No, I meant figuratively, not literally.
Okay, I was like, I think that's the one status it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't apply burn or freeze. He got figuratively burned by allowing the Dire Claw to hit, I believe, the Porygon 2, and it slept, and that won. That lost Michael the game in the semifinals, I think.
Alright, so we're going to see Amoonguss pivot out here into Incineroar. This should be a good Intimidate onto the Sneasler, maybe making the Porygon 2 live a close combat.
It will certainly take a close combat after an Intimidate.
Ooh, Dire Claw.
It's going to be a Dire Claw into the Incineroar.
Pause for status? Nope.
No status. And I believe that this is the Poison Touch Sneasler.
Yeah.
So
we get a Trick Room up. This is good against the Sneasler for sure.
You have to be a little bit afraid of the Amoonguss waking up immediately.
Yeah, now it's live to be able to wake up. I mean, it's unlikely a turn 2, but it's like, it's not good to need to rely on that right now.
Yeah. I mean, Michael is just going to keep playing this as slowly as possible.
Yeah, and it's like, you need to get the Ursaluna on the field to proc the burn. Okay, so this is what we see.
We're doing this slow.
Oh no, it's into Amoonguss.
It's into the Amoonguss, which I think is nice.
Came back with health.
If the Spore is coming out into that slot. And the Sneasler protects here, so a very passive turn from Michael might pay off. The Amoonguss stays asleep, which is a little bit... No, it's actually not that scary, because you can Parting Shot now into the Ursaluna if you'd like, and then you block the Spore.
Yeah, this will be nice to land Ursaluna, and it's guaranteed to get its burn without taking any damage. Is that what we're going to see? Yeah, I was like, there's no reason not to do that.
And you have Rage Powder here as well that pulls away all the damage on the field. And
now you can't be spored.
All the damage on the field.
Yeah, so I think Ursaluna's in a really good position to probably, you could just, well, you can't, Michael can't protect Earthquake. I was going to say throw it back to Gen 3, protect Earthquake, but I think now, yeah, you're just in a really good position. We're going to see Sneasler switch out on Kenneth's side.
It's a nice play for Michael.
And opposing the sleepy Incineroar.
Yeah, remember the Incineroar is asleep.
You can still Intimidate while asleep.
I can Intimidate, but I think he's got to watch out here, because...
Amoonguss is still asleep. Oh gosh.
That's concerning. The Spore went into that slot.
Yeah,
the Incineroar's already asleep, but the Headlong Rush also went into that slot, and that's going to KO. And that finally means that Michael breaks through the first line of defense.
Yeah, I think now from Kenneth's side, you're going to want to try to hold off bringing Sneasler in on this Trick Room and are forced to bring in, I guess, the Porygon 2 or your own.
Porygon 2.
Or your opposing.
And even then, I'm pretty sure the Ursaluna underspeeds Porygon 2. So you'll be able to get damage down if you would like.
And we know you're in the position of knowing that the opposing Amoonguss is going to wake up for sure this turn. Yeah. So, that's interesting. Maybe you're going to stall out another turn of Trick Room with Protect.
Yeah, I think the Protect's not
I don't know what else you do, yeah.
And it does force damage into that slot. Or at least recommend damage into that slot. I mean, the big thing here is that, yeah, it's kind of easy to Facade into the Amoonguss right now. And yes, Ursaluna is -1 attack, and yes, it's also -1 defense, and you have to be a little afraid of that, but... I'm going to see Amoonguss switch out into the Porygon 2.
That's a pretty good switch right now, I think. Get your health back with the Amoonguss, and then, you know, it's going to wake up. You got the special attack boost again. That's pretty good.
There's another Protect from the Sneasler, which means that this is another pretty free turn for Michael.
And attack into that Porygon 2. We're going to see Facade. Okay, -1. Oh.
It does some okay damage still, even at -1.
Yeah, it's not a two-shot.
It should be the final turn of Trick Room. Indeed it is.
So do you just pivot out the Sneasler again to stop this last turn of Trick Room? But I think Michael's in a position where we could see him set it up again.
Yeah, and the only problem is that Spore is still an option. You can spore.
Yeah, you could still spore on this last turn.
Even. Sneasler is going to swap out into the Amoonguss,
which thankfully can't be spored while it's already asleep.
Yeah, it's already asleep. That's the only reason it can't be spored here. And Michael is finally going to burn that Terra on the Ursaluna.
Yeah, I think he wanted to dodge potential Terra fighting Terra Blast, and then obviously just like close combat.
There's really nothing that hits Ghost type Ursaluna at this point on Kenneth's entire team, which is a really nice advantage to have. Ooh, not going to pick up the KO with the Facade there. -1, not enough. Does mean Amoonguss is able to get some HP back with the Citrus Berry. Problem is, we'll see if this does a lot. Oh, Amoonguss takes the hit with 1 HP remaining from the Ice Beam.
That's a huge hang on.
It really is.
Because now you can still Rage Powder this away if you want to, or swap to get back some health.
Yeah, you can swap out to get HP, or you can swap out the Ursaluna kind of whenever you want. Like, it's a really nice spot for Michael to be in. Michael's definitely getting the better end of this this matchup between these two Pigua cores.
Yeah, and then now that the Trick Room's over and the Sneasler isn't on the field, you can pivot back into being like, let me just try to set up Trick Room again. We might see a double switch. Is that what's going to happen?
Could be. The Amoonguss finally wakes up. It goes for the Rage Powder, which means it's just going to drop here. I wonder what Kenneth wants to go for here. It is just going to be the Ice Beam into that former Amoonguss. Now it's the Incineroar. It doesn't even matter if it burns, because Incineroar can or if it freezes, because Incineroar can unfreeze itself. And Ursaluna picks up the Amoonguss with Facade. Now it is just the Sneasler and the Porygon 2 remaining. Sneasler does have Throat Chop to try to hit this -1 Ursaluna with. But
you can go, I mean, it might be worth just going for it. I mean,
I think the problem is Ursaluna just kind of switches out here, and then you just kind of slow play this. Like, Amoonguss at this point is disposable. You can play this pretty slow. You could switch out. You can protect. You can kind of do whatever you want.
You could almost just I was gonna say you could almost just Earthquake and just
then break the Sash, do some damage to Porygon 2.
It's like hitting your own Amoonguss doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
That got back a lot of HP, 73 HP.
Throat Chop does not KO Ursaluna.
Wow.
Follow-up Ice Beam.
This should get it.
Does KO. So that was a good play by Kenneth. Gets the Ursaluna out of the way. And that was concerning, honestly. The Ursaluna was kind of a problem.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest hitter right now, but you still have, like, Porygon 2's chip damage might be good enough to pick up the game from here.
I think Michael is still in a very good spot to win this game, but Kenneth has certainly brought it back a little bit with that turn.
Yeah, okay, now you have support. Oh, okay, we have Fake Out.
Yeah, Amoonguss has the Fake Out pressure
I don't think this, Porygon just 2 can't protect out of this.
Yeah, it cannot. Sneasler goes for Dire Claw, does not KO the Amoonguss, does not get status on the Amoonguss, and Amoonguss gets to Spore.
Yeah, that was a good call about just, like, preemptively, like, protect the Sneasler in front of the Fake Out, because you knew it was coming into the Porygon 2, but
yeah,
I don't know, now you can just Rage Powder close combat from Incineroar and just let it play, or choose not to Rage Powder and just put the Sneasler to sleep. I think it's probably safer to just Rage Powder. Ooh.
Did just go for the Dire Claw into the Amoonguss anyways, which makes some sense. Get the Amoonguss out of here. It's really annoying how much it's healing.
Yeah.
The Incineroar gets the knockoff onto the Porygon 2. That removes the Eviolite. The Sneasler does still have Sash active, which is kind of scary at this point.
Yeah, I mean, can any of these Pokemon damage it to into Sash anyways? I think there's no Okos left on the field. You got the special attack boost on Porygon 2.
Special attack boost with the Porygon 2.
That's good.
Terra Blast is going to do a lot of damage.
And if you have to use close combat, you're going to lose defenses. So one of these moves will hit harder. Oh, we're going to knock it off.
All right, we've got the close combat into the Incineroar, picks up the KO. Kenneth now just one Pokemon away from winning this entire tournament, getting those 15 championship points. But that Porygon 2 is going to be tough to break through.
Oh, look up. Recover.
Whoa. This chair keeps attacking me. The Porygon 2 does get to recover. It doesn't have Eviolite anymore, which is kind of a problem for it. The big issue is that the Sneasler, it could either go for the Dire Claw to just say, okay, if I get any status, I win this game.
That -1. I mean, the close combat will do a lot of damage.
Yeah, the close combat will also
and you
really
can't one-shot it. So you kind of just have to go for it.
You just have to say, okay, I like the ice beam here. Yeah, you hope for the freeze. And you don't get it. Terra Blast the other direction. Not a ton of damage. Close combat.
Pick up, yeah. Nope.
Does not KO.
But the problem is, I think from here, the other Porygon 2 could just pick up.
It'll be really close.
Oh, recovers.
It'll be real
That's
close.
sketchy. You're like hoping that he goes for Protect on the Sneasler.
Yeah, if the Sneasler protects here, which I don't think there's any reason to.
No.
But he does. He does protect. That's actually huge.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That wins Michael the game, I think. If that was not a protect, there was no way that Kenneth won that, and I think Kenneth has made it out.
Yeah, I think
Michael's made it out.
Yeah, you just Terra Blast.
I think at this point we can feel pretty confident that,
double
and
protect.
yeah, it has to be a double protect on the Sneasler. I think we can feel pretty confident at this point.
Oh, gets it.
It gets the double protect.
That's huge. Okay,
Does that
might
get it out of Trick Room?
I don't think so. I think Trick Room's still going, but like,
yeah, it.
But does that make this next Terra Blast that you do when you have to attack the Sneasler next turn? Yeah, I think
that actually is
it.
probably going to be enough.
Yeah, I think even if you attack Sneasler right now, like you, yeah,
and that's the last turn of Trick Room. You have to hope you take the.
Yeah, I mean maybe a low roll, but I don't. At 32 HP, I think the other Porygon 2's got it.
I think the other Porygon 2 has it, and if he does, hold for the hit. Terra Blast.
Yep.
And he gets it. Kenneth Huang is going to be our champion of the League Challenge today. Really well done there towards the end of that one.
Yeah, that was a very hard one match.
Yeah,
like,
that was a tough one. And I mean, as much as the double protect at the end mattered quite a bit, Michael held really good spots in the game at a lot of points, but Kenneth found a couple points to just say, okay, I can KO the Amoonguss here, I'm KOing the Amoonguss here.
Yeah.
I can KO the Ursaluna here, I'm KOing the Ursaluna here. Anytime that he had that opportunity, he was able to pull it out, and that was the big reason why, at the end of the game, he was finally able to go, okay, I can play this out slowly now, and finally win this one.
Yeah, and he did a good job playing around Spore, even, or like playing around your Pokemon that are asleep. Like I think 3 of his Pokemon ended up asleep.
A lot
battle.
of Pokemon got scored, and it did not mean a ton towards the end of the game. Regardless, congratulations to Kenneth once again. We will be back. I actually have no idea. October 4th. We will be back October 4th. For our next tournament here at Psycho Turtle. You can go to PokemonLabs.com for information about all the tournaments at Psycho Turtle. And with that, that will be it for today. We will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.